Morning, 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 Joe Bells and Whistles. God bless you this morning on this Win-Win Wednesday. Isn't it a wonderful, wonderful day and an awesome day to still be alive? God is so good. God breathed on this morning. He gave us a kiss of life. He woke us up. And I'm just so excited to still be here, able to come on and give you joy. Let me share something with you. I miss you guys. I miss you guys so much. Those Wednesdays and Fridays seem like it's been long, honey. I kept saying, when is Wednesday gonna get here so I can get on here and just share some joy with my joy bells and my whistles, and hoping that God has been good to you guys. Hope you guys been blessed and had an opportunity to just experience joy, had an opportunity to just express joy in the midst of all that we go through. We all go through all kind of stuff, but in the midst of it all, there's still joy. Why? Because God woke us up this morning. And that's all the more reasons that you should give God a shout of praise. God bless you today. It's your girl, Juslee. And as you guys know, I'm getting ready to go down. Got about another week here. And I'm going for a healing. And I'm so grateful that I got you guys to encourage me, to empower and lift me. Because as long as I know that you guys are on the other side of this camera, that gives me all that I need. That's joy. That's joy in the morning, just the thought of knowing that you guys have accepted the responsibility to listen to what it is that I have to say. And that alone brings me joy. And I hope what God is using me to say to you will also bring you joy as well. Okay? This is Win-Win Wednesday. And whatever you do, I always want you guys to win. Never doubt that. Because we're in this society, this system, this world, so that we can win. The devil will be defeated. We will not let him win. And he will definitely not win with taking your joy. Is that okay? Good. Let's tap into a little bit of something today I wanted to share with you guys. I just wanted to talk a little bit about relationships and how important it is for us to have good, healthy relationships in order for us to have joy. A lot of us are stuck in situations and circumstances that consist of not actually having a good connection on a ship. Let me tell you something about a ship. How many of y'all know that ships sail? Ships are to take you to and from. And that's what relationships should do. Friendship, marriage ship, any kind of ship should take you to and from, and it should be a peaceful journey. Anytime you're sailing, it should always be a place for you to be peaceful. Water is peaceful. How many of y'all know that Jesus is of water? How many of us know that? So therefore, that's a place of peace. So ships are always to be placed on water. So therefore, in order for us to have that good place of peace, we need to know that we on some good water. And that helps the ship sail a whole lot smoother when the water is good. We got to be mindful of the water that we have underneath our ships. So here we is. We're going to talk a little bit about building good relationships and what causes us to have good relationships, and some of the things that causes us not to be in such a good relationship. One of the good things is you got to be a good listener. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Are you hearing or are you listening? So many of us are embedded in not quite understanding what the other person is saying. So therefore, if we're not in tune with what the other person is actually saying, and we not making it a part of our business to make sure we understand. See, we got to know what's our business. Some stuff is our business. And when someone is speaking to us or talking to us and we not inclining our ears to hear, that means that we're not really in tune in what they're talking about. So then why would we be in a relationship? Why are we sitting in the company of these people that we are not listening to? Now, the relationship is all warped because why? Because we don't know how to be a good listener. We're not listening. You know, we're living in a society now where everything is electronic. Everybody has their phones in their hands all the time. So to have a good conversation is really hard now. It's hard to have good relationships because we're so distracted. We're distracted. There's a lot of distractions going on. So with that being, we're not able to be effective anymore. And that's why we got a lot going on around here. is because we're just somewhere along the line. We're just not connecting the dots. Somewhere the dots then got disconnected. We're talking about building good relationships today. We're trying to win. And nothing will help you win better than when you're in a relationship with somebody that you really, wholeheartedly, genuinely like. Yeah, that's important. It's important. Be someone that can lend a hand. When you're in a good relationship is being somebody that's lending a hand, and not always a hand with money, but just being a good listener is lending a hand or an ear. And be effective while you're there. Just don't be listening to hear. Listen to respond to what that person is saying. We're talking about building a good relationship here. And to have a good relationship, we have to be in tune with the people that we're in the relationship with. And relationship consists of your co-workers and your children and your spouses and, people at the grocery store, at the post office. Those are relationships that you have with people. But you have to know how to have good relationships in every area of your life in order for you to have joy. Because anytime that you have a good relationship with somebody and you have a good communication with them, you can always leave the room feeling good, feeling joyous, instead of walking out the room full of hell. And pissed off behind stuff. No, we're talking about walking in the room with a sense of understanding what relationships is and leaving out on that same note. We're talking about building good relationships so that you'll be able to have joy. Morning, noon, and night. God bless you today. I love you. I'm your girl, Juslee. And I'm here to encourage you, uplift you, and empower you to be the best you. And anytime that you're in a relationship with someone, be in good standings as you stand in relationship with somebody. Be good. Be good. It helps. Try walking in somebody else's shoes. We so judgmental sometimes. We find all kind of reasons to judge and be judgmental. But we don't never know what it's like to stand in somebody else's shoes. And I mean to actually walk and live in their circumstances and their situations. We're talking about living inside of what they have to deal with, what's on their plate, what's inside their mind, their decisions, their abilities to be able to have to make a sound decision. We don't know because we're not them. We're not in their shoes. We can't be. So as we find reasons to not be so judgmental, because we're not walking in their shoes and we don't know their choices. We talk about building good relationships. In order to build good relationships, we got to not be so judgmental, because we got to stop and think what it would be like to walk in their shoes. How many of y'all want to sit in the seat that I'm sitting in today? How many want to walk in my shoes? I don't think nobody I know. And you know what? What I'm up against and facing a week from today, I wouldn't pass these shoes to nobody. I wouldn't dare do that. We're talking about building good relationships, so we got to make sure that we don't give somebody something that we don't want, especially if we like them or even love them. We don't pass off nobody nothing that we don't want, because we got to know what it's like sometimes to walk in somebody else's shoes. We don't always know what it's like. We don't know what they're dealing with. And in order for us to have good relationships, we got to sometimes just imagine. Don't hurt to just imagine. Be someone that knows how to weather storms. We all encounter hiccups and hang-ups in relationships. But we got to know how to weather them. Is the situation or the turbulence or the little hiccup worth the relationship? Are you going to just throw the whole situation out the door? What was it built on? What was that relationship built on? What was that marriage built on? What was that friendship built on? What was that co-workership built on? What were they built on? Building good relationships. What is the foundation of these good relationships that we're talking about today? Because a lot of these relationships, my joy bells and whistles, keep us from joy. We talk about joy in the morning, noon, and night around here. That's what I want you guys to have. I'm 1 week, y'all. I'm almost there at the end of this relationship that I've been having with these headaches. I didn't build a good relationship with that. That one wasn't so nice. But nevertheless, weathering turbulence in a relationship is very, very important. Knowing how and learning how. And be someone who knows when to call it quits. Don't be afraid to walk away from something when you know that you can no longer endure. We have to know when to walk away, and walk away with pride and with our head up. Because we're talking about building good relationships. So therefore, we have to kind of know how to go about it. And always be one that's willing to give as well as receive. Relationships are not one-sided. It's a give and take. And sometimes they get all messed up because one finds themselves giving entirely too much, and the other one is not doing enough. We're talking about building good relationships, you guys. And I want you guys to have good relationships in your life. Because in order to win, you got to win with good relationships. And that's in every area of your life. Needs to have a good foundation. So today, as we win and go from this week to next week, I want you guys to pay attention to your foundation that some of your relationships is built on. You might have to break up that foundation and start all over. But this is Win Win Wednesday, and it's your girl Just Lee, and I love you guys so much, and I miss you. And I'll see you guys next week on Win Win Wednesday. I hope you guys have a pleasant week. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will look forward to connecting with you guys next week. So I want you guys to be in prayer for me as I embark on this last leg of this journey that I am. I'll be going into brain surgery next Thursday, and I want you guys to be praying for me. God bless you, and I love you, and I'll check in with you on next week. Be blessed.